It is so great seeing my next guest back in action. He's going to be taking on Makwan Amirkhani at UFC London on March 19th. It's Mike Grundy back here on the program. Mike, how are you?
Oh, I'm good, thanks. Training's going great. I'm just excited to fight now, March 19th.
Yeah, it's going to be an awesome card. When did you find out? It looked like you got a full camp for this one.
Yeah, I got a full camp. I mean, obviously, you know, me and Makwan's prepared for each other in the past. We were supposed to fight in 2020, but COVID got us and we cancelled London, so we didn't get a chance to fight. So we have prepared for each other before, and I'm just I'm happy that this fight's come around again. You know, especially about this time. You know, we're both coming off losses, and we've both got to make a statement on the night. So it's going to be an exciting fight to watch.
Does it make it easier fighting a guy that you were supposed to fight before? Because I'm sure just even mentally, you've sort of, noticed tendencies and things of that nature. Do you find it's easier having a fight rescheduled like this?
I mean, this kind of fight, you know, we're both kind of wrestlers anyway, and we're prepared for each other before, but it's still as exciting as it's always been, and yeah, it doesn't make it any easier, any harder, but I always expected to fight Makwan at some point in my career.
Okay, there we go. We haven't seen you in a while, I think since May. What's been the reason for the layoff? Is it just tough getting fights in the US? What's been the reason we haven't seen you?
So I fought Lando in May, in Texas, and after I come back training after a couple of weeks off after Lando, but then I had a problem with my elbow that I needed an operation on. So I had an operation on my elbow, which is good now. So I had to take some time out just to get that recovered and get back to full training, really. So that was the only reason. But, I mean, I've had longer layoffs than this in the past, so I'm used to that.
When were you actually able to get back to training after the elbow issue? Oh, still got you there?
After the operation, it was... I mean, I started doing something after like a few weeks, but to get to full like sparring and stuff, it was probably about 10 to 12 weeks, really.
Okay. That makes sense. You referenced the Lando Vannata fight there. What did you take away the most from that matchup? A really close fight, but obviously not coming out on top.
Yeah, it was very close. After watching it back, I feel that I put on the pressure a little bit more, and I probably landed the bigger shots. You know, he just picked away and played the points game a little bit, I thought. But I learned a lot from that fight. I learned the fact that the commentators were kind of saying in round one, Grundy can't keep this pace up, but I did keep that pace up. And, I'm going to go into this fight with a lot of confidence in my gas tank. I can keep that pace for 3 rounds. I can wrestle for 3 rounds. I can strike. So, yeah, that's the kind of confidence that I've took from that fight. And it was really close. A lot of people said I won. But after me watching it back, single round was so close, I couldn't make a decision myself.
How do you look at this fight from a style perspective?
Yeah, I mean, we both got similar chokes. So we're both going to have an ego about us that we don't want to get caught with them same chokes, Darce chokes and anaconda chokes and guillotines. That's the kind of chokes we both like. So I don't feel I'm going to be getting caught in one of them. And I'm sure he feels exactly the same. Also, I think we're going to have a bit of an ego in the wrestling department. He isn't going to want to get took down, and I ain't going to want to get took down. So it could be stylistically one of those wrestling matches that ends up on the feet. We end up just trying to knock each other out, and that's the way it be, But, it's going to be an exciting fight, I think, for the fans, for the UK fans. Makwan's fought in UK a few times, and he's fought against a few English guys as well in the past. But yeah, he's going to be an exciting fight to watch, and I think it's gone under the radar a bit, to be honest, on this card. And I know there's a lot of good fights, but I think this fight definitely got under the radar. But on the night, I think we're going to steal the show now.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Really excited for this fight on paper. Training camp, how's that going? Who have you had a chance to work with ahead of this fight as far as bodies in the gym?
Yeah, we've always got great bodies in the gym. This camp, I've changed a few things up. After coming off a couple of losses myself, you have to look at yourself first to see what you could change about yourself. And mine was probably the recovery side of things. And I was traveling to and from training, which was taking 4 hours a day because I travelled twice a day to get to Liverpool. So I've moved up to Liverpool for the last 5 weeks in my camp, and I've left my family, and kind of sacrificed a few. That's it, giving me an extra 4 hours out of my day to recover, to prepare, and fully focus on the fight. So that's the thing I've changed up in my camp. But as far as training, we've always got good training partners. I've got a lot of good guys in the gym who's testing me every single day. So they're getting me prepared for this fight.
That's great. I know someone you've trained with in the past. Darren Till is training with Khamzat Chimaev right now. Have you still been keeping in touch with Darren? He's making a lot of really funny videos with Khamzat, who's really putting him through the paces.
Yeah. I spoke to him the other day. I've asked him, obviously, how's Khamzat's wrestling? Is it as good as everyone says it? And he said, yeah, it is really good. He said it kind of reminds me of a bigger version to me, because I wrestled Till a lot of. Yeah, he said he seems to be enjoying it, but obviously, he's still a part of our team, and he's just gone out there for a week or two to do some block asset stuff with his business, and also get some training with the guys over there and Khamzat and stuff. Seems to be enjoying it, and hopefully he can take some experience away from that and bring it back as well to us.
How's the weight cut going ahead of the fight?
Weight cut's good. I'm always good with my weight cut. I'm very professional with my food, and so yeah, I won't be missing weight on the night, but I'm on schedule for weight. And
who's going to be in the cage with you that night as far as your cornerman?
My corner on the night is going to be my coach, Colin Aaron, Terry Etienne probably, maybe Darren, or maybe Andy Aspinall, which is Tom's dad. But Darren should be there as well. He'll be there in one of our corners, mine or Tom's. It will be good because he's got good energy,
Yeah, I'd agree with that. How do you see this fight playing out on March 19th? How do you see it going down?
It could go, like I said, because obviously two wrestlers, with not wanting to get down, subbed, like I say, it could stylistically end up on the feet. But honestly, I feel that I'm going to finish him. I feel I'm going to finish him in the second. He seems to tire a lot in his fights, and the fighters he's come up against some good fighters, but I don't think he's come up against some people who's going to put the kind of pace that I'm going to put on in my fights in the past.
I was going to ask you, how many more fights do you have left on your UFC contract? Do you know?
So this will be my last one on this. This is my first contract. I got a 4-fight contract, and this is my last one on my contract. So yeah, it's a fight that I feel that I'm kind of fighting for my job as well. I feel it's a fight that I've got to win, and yeah, this is not my contract, but I'm not going to, obviously, I could possibly be fighting for my job. If I lost another one, then UFC could possibly cut me from past references. But I ain't going to take that pressure to the cage. I'm going to still go out there and to perform and make a statement really on the night.
And just to clarify, this is the final fight on your deal? Like, I know sometimes fighters will have that second last fight and then they renegotiate on the last fight. So this is your 4th fight on the contract?
Yeah, this is my 4th fight on the contract. Yeah, I know a lot of people, after the 3rd, they'll re-sign again, but no, this is my 4th, and this is my final on the contract. So obviously, then I'm open then.
Yeah, we'll see. No, I like it. And what a better stage than in London, right? To perform at your best and try and get a huge win here. So it's kind of all coming together, right? Like this could be a really big moment for you. Have you kind of been able to think about that last fight on contract in London, you're getting a fight on this card, Tom Aspinall's headlining, what does it mean to you to be on this card?
Yeah, it means so much, to fight in front of my family and friends, especially right now, because, like I say, it's the last one on my contract. The last time I won, and like I say, it's a big deal to me, this fight, to fight in front of my family, especially my dad, because, we had some bad news recently. The fact that my dad's got a lung disease, which is a terminal illness. So I really want to perform and make sure, I make a new memory for my family in front of him, really.
And we're looking forward to it. It is UFC London, March 19th. Mike, thanks so much for doing this, man. I know it's a little bit later over there. Just remind people where they can get a hold of you on social media. And if you have any sponsors or shout-outs, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, make sure you follow me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. I'm all them. And my sponsors, my main sponsor is Qualitech, which has done it from day one, even before anyone believed I could be in the UFC, but they did it from day one. I've got a new one, which is a recovery centre called Water Fitness. They're really good. So they're the ones really to follow me, that supported me throughout this camp, and yeah, they deserve a mention.
Make sure to subscribe to the Low Kick MMA YouTube channel for all the latest news, event previews, and interviews with some of the biggest stars in MMA.